The genetic material is stored in the form of DNA in most organisms. In humans, the nucleus of each cell contains over 3 × 10⁹ base pairs of DNA, distributed over 23 pairs of chromosomes. Each cell has 2 copies of this genetic material. This collectively is known as the human genome. The human genome contains about 30,000 genes, each of which codes for certain proteins. Although thousands of genes in the human DNA code for proteins, large stretches of DNA in the human genome are transcribed, but they do not code for proteins. These regions are known as introns, and they make up about 95% of the genome. Some of this non-coding DNA controls gene expression, but the purpose of much of it is not yet understood. This is a fascinating subject that is certain to advance rapidly over the next few years. So we know that all the information of the human genome is coded in the DNA in genes in the form of nucleotide base pairs. How this coded information is used to produce functional products like proteins is known as gene expression, and it essentially consists of 2 important steps. The first involves copying of the coded information in DNA to a RNA molecule, which takes place inside the nucleus of the cell, and this is known as transcription. This RNA molecule then leaves the nucleus, and the information of this RNA molecule is used to produce functional gene products like proteins, and this step is known as translation. In this video, we will take a brief look on the process of transcription. Make sure to subscribe for upcoming video on translation. You can also take a look at our previous videos on DNA structure and DNA replication. Links are in the description below. So the process of transcription takes place in 2 broad steps. First, the enzyme RNA polymerase forms a pre-messenger RNA molecule. This happens in the nucleus by using base pairs complementary to the base sequence of the DNA template strand. In the second part, the pre-mRNA is edited by more enzymes to produce a desired mRNA, which is the final product of the transcription. So let's look at the first section of this process, which is the formation of the pre-messenger RNA, which essentially takes place in 3 steps: initiation, elongation, and termination. Now the main enzyme that is involved in this process of transcription is the RNA polymerase. The RNA polymerase has the main job of copying the information of the DNA to a new RNA molecule. RNA polymerase builds the new strand from the 5' to the 3' direction, adding new nucleotides to the 3' end. So the first step in the formation of a pre-messenger RNA molecule is the initiation, in which the enzyme RNA polymerase binds to the promoter region of the DNA. Now let's suppose this is a gene that is shown in the green that needs transcription. At the beginning of each gene, there is a sequence of base pairs known as the promoter region of the gene. The promoter region serves as a guide which tells the enzyme RNA polymerase where to attach. Once the RNA polymerase binds to the promoter region, it separates these 2 strands of DNA, providing the single-stranded template needed for transcription. Only one of these strands is used in the process of transcription, which is known as a template strand. This strand always runs from the 3' to the 5' direction. This is because of the fact that we just discussed. That is, that RNA polymerase can only synthesize the new strand from the 5' to 3' direction. So it can only use a strand of the DNA running from the 3' to 5' direction as a template, as the new strand that is copied is always copied in the antiparallel direction. So after the RNA polymerase binds to the promoter region of the DNA, the second step in this process is elongation, which is the process of copying the bases on the DNA template strand to form the new complementary RNA strand. The RNA polymerase uses nucleotides according to the base pair complementary rules to create a RNA copy. In the previous videos, we learned how the DNA is copied by DNA polymerase to form an identical new strand of DNA. In that case, the DNA polymerase added the base thymine when the template strand had the base adenine, and it added the base cytosine when the template strand showed the base guanine, and vice versa. But in case of transcription, the RNA molecule that is produced contains the base uracil instead of thymine. So there are no T's in the base pair sequence of RNA. Whenever the RNA polymerase detects the base adenine in the template strand, it adds uracil in the forming RNA strand. So this is how the enzyme RNA polymerase adds new base pairs in the 3' end of the growing RNA chain, and this is known as elongation. The next step is termination. So just like we had a sequence of genes known as the promoter region which signaled the enzyme where to start, we have regions of the gene that basically signal the enzyme where to stop. These signals are known as terminators, and they signal that the RNA transcript is now complete. Once the RNA polymerase reads and transcribes the terminator regions, the newly formed RNA transcript is released from the transcription complex. So this was the first section of this process in which the DNA is used to produce a RNA molecule. This RNA is known as the pre-mRNA or the pre-messenger RNA. The prefix is used here to show that this mRNA is not yet ready to leave the nucleus and start the process of translation. So the next section of this process of transcription deals with how this pre-mRNA is converted to a mature RNA molecule. Imagine that you want to publish a new book and you have printed all the pages. Now you cannot sell the book yet because the new book needs covers, both front and back. Also, before selling it, it is important to check for any blank or wrong pages that may have been inserted. These two processes essentially represent how the pre-mRNA is processed. The first step involves addition of a cap and a tail to the ends of this pre-messenger RNA molecule. These caps and tails are short amino acid sequences that protect the pre-mRNA molecule. The free ends of the pre-mRNA are liable to attack from many enzymes. The cap and the tail covers these ends. The second step of this process involves removal of any unuseful or junk sequences that do not code for proteins, and these are known as introns. This is known as RNA splicing, in which the protein RNA complex known as the spliceosome removes these non-coding parts. The rest of the DNA is then joined again together to create a mature RNA molecule. So this was a brief look at the process of transcription. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video and all the other free educational videos on this channel helpful, you can now support Math Simplified on patreon.com for literally the price of a coffee cup. This will allow me to fund my work and make more videos like this, and will also unlock some cool Patreon only exclusive content like behind the scenes of these videos, upcoming videos, early notifications, and exclusive flashcards and handouts. Make sure to subscribe us on YouTube for all the upcoming videos, and also make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for flashcards, notifications, and much more.